The phone hacking scandal that rocked the British Parliament today. Now, what we are discussing tonight is this a watershed moment for a certain kind of journalism that the Murdoch culture of journalism represents? Is that kind of journalism facing a crisis? Is it going to have a ripple effect all over the world? Joining us tonight, Suhail Seth, Managing Partner Consulate, Shefali Vasudev, Associate Editor of the Indian Express, and Madhu Trehan, Senior Journalist, is joining us. And we are also hoping to have Lord Meghnad Desai, author and columnist and political analyst, on the phone line from London. In fact, he is joining us. The question we are asking you tonight, our web and SMS poll, is the UK phone hacking scandal, is this the end of the tabloid journalistic culture? End of tabloid journalism? 66% are there saying no. Let me kick it off with Madhu Trehan. This is a quote from another journalist who says, more than anyone, Murdoch invented and established this culture in the newsroom where you do whatever it takes, you get that story, you take no prisoners, you destroy the competition, and in the end will justify the means because of the cutthroat media environment in which you are forced to function. Now, that is a reality across newsrooms in the world. It's very much a reality here as well. Do you think this kind of whatever it takes journalism, which is the strapline of CNN, IBN as well, is facing a crisis?
You know, I think the answer came directly from Murdoch in yesterday's testimony, and I don't know why not many people have focused on it either online or on the press. He was asked a question, now that you have been the focus and the center of attention with these kind of headlines, would you now in the future reconsider the kind of headlines you've been doing in the past? And his answer, I think, was the most telling, which was, and I paraphrase because I don't remember the exact words, he basically said that, oh yes, we will look at taste, but given the competition, much according to your quote, given the competition, we will have to consider the way things are and the reality of it, which means that he might have said, I'm sorry, which I wish, you know, people should not be allowed to say sorry because it means you don't have to do anything with any action. Secondly, when he said that I'm humble, it should be noticed, I mean, it's my most humble day, the most humble day of my life. He showed really a lack of humility in interrupting his son, who was making his opening statement, and interrupted him on a completely incongruous note that this is the most humble day. I mean, how self-centered, how selfish, and that he has to announce that he's been humbled because the great man has come to answer questions which he's not used to doing. And then many of his answers were one word, nope, which showed a huge amount of arrogance. And while this is going on, you have to see that as you showed in your footage just now, there might be a lot of screaming and yelling going on in Parliament, which is what happens in India also. But has anyone thought that some kind of legislation, perhaps it'll come later, but perhaps some kind of legislation should be put into place where the person in power, such as the Prime Minister and his cabinet, are not permitted to meet or socialize
media
with the media
through the back door. As I said, he entered 10 Downing Street through the back door.